Good morning, fishy people. I'm Alan Norris from Fish On TV. It's Thursday the 15th of May, and as you've seen, I've just arrived at Hayfield Lakes for the first ever round of the Garbolino British Rod Championships, which Dave and I are organising this year. Now, the way that works, it's over 4 rounds. We've got a round here at Hayfield, a round at Medlands, a round at Makins, and the final round at Lindholm Lakes. And the way that it works, we've got sections of 6. If you win your section, that's 1 point. If you come last in section, it's 6 points. So the lowest amount of points is the winner over the 4 rounds. So the perfect score would be 4 points, and that will probably be your winner. So there's some great prizes. I mean, first prize for the overall tournament, should I say, the competition is £2,000. And then I think we've got the top 5. I think it goes 800, 600, 400, 250, something like that. And we've got £90 sections. So lots to play for. And on every single round that you fish, look at that, we've had made up. I don't know if you can see it all. But the winner of each round gets £500. How wonderful is that? So, really looking forward to it. A little bit of pressure on doing his first, what I think's a big competition. We're hoping it's going to be a success this year, and hoping to go forward into next year and years to come. So it's rod only. You can use the bomb, you can use a feeder, you can use a waggler, and you can bait up with a bait up feeder. No pole pots on ends of rods and things like that. It should be set to be a great series of matches. And we've done this because all these kind of matches, like the bomb and feeder and stuff like that, you can use catapults, by the way, as well, always seem to be in the winter, so people are not carrying lots of luggage about, getting it muddy on the banks and stuff like that. And Dave just said, why don't we do one of these in the summer? So, well, let's crack on with it. And we have done. We've done it. So it's for the lazy people that don't like to take loads of gear, but I think it's great. I think all these bomb and feeder matches are just getting more and more popular because it's so much less preparation to do. Don't get me wrong, there's still plenty of prep to do, but not like when you've got to get all the gear in your van that we've got ready now, plus all your rigs for poles, whether you're fishing on the deck, and shallow, and then all this caster shallow. It's just never ending, the prep. I know when I did it not long ago for a Maven Matches qualifier, when I was eventually ready, I was like, thank God for that. Just so much stuff to get ready to cover all angles, basically. So I think there's 30 anglers. We've had about 6 drop out, which is a shame. There's a couple that wanted to join yesterday, but we'd cut it off by then. So we almost filled every single place that we wanted to fill. But it works out perfect. 5 sections of 6. Let's see how it goes this year. I suppose with there being 30, it makes it a little bit easier for me and Dave. We are fishing 12 while 5, so we've got that extra hour. Hopefully there'll be some fish might come into the margins. Will it fish better in that last hour? We shall soon find out. My experience of the UK champs is sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. But really looking forward to it. Get the organisation part of it out of the way. Get the bit of stress out of the way. I don't know how those guys, Lee Kerry, Andy Kinder, when there's like 8, 60 and 80. Yeah, I take my hat off to them. I have organised stuff in the past, as you know, and Dave has as well, but there's that extra bit of stress that you don't really need. But, you know, we're going to do our best. You can only do your best, and hopefully make it as enjoyable for everybody as we can. So I'm just going to go see Noli, get paid up for the pegging fees and things like that. Breakfast time, we don't do the draw until 10 o'clock, so loads of time. It's only 10 past 8, but I've got here nice and early, so I can get a breakfast without rushing about and get all his gear ready. So, right, looking forward to it. We'll see you guys at the draw. you've probably not seen, I tried shouting at bed, Dave just turned it off at the last second. I left myself with the last peg in the bag with my sleeve all the way up because I was checking the numbers about all the time. So whatever peg was left in the bag was mine, and I've drawn island 23. I think Dave's on island 51. He's not particularly happy with that. Oh, hey up. But I'm happy with 23. We should get some fish there. Can we catch enough to win the match? So we'll see you down on the peg and we'll see what it's all about. Right, peg 23, here I am. And we've got at the side of me Tom Caladino's here. No, that's Tidsy, that's Tom. And that's a nutter, sorry, Robert Nuttall. Oh,
you can see
Mitch.
behind me, surely.
I couldn't actually, Tom. I couldn't see Mitch behind Tom. He's put weight up for some rugby playing. So, we're in good company. Obviously, Tom's got end peg, flyer. I'm happy with this peg here. I've just had a chuck to the island over there. So I've got that. We've got a spare peg here. Mitch is next door. So we've got the island out there. And I can chuck all along that bar. Now I've always wondered how far that was. I've never actually stuck it up, because just chuck to it, clip it up and that's it. And if you do have a crack off or wherever it is, you just chuck to it and do the same again. So I've stuck it up. It's 64 metres to that. Exactly 64. So I am going to start there. I'm going to have a look around that island because I know it's a bit shallower there, and I know that you can get some fish there. But my main point, I'm hoping bomb and pellet and waggler round here. I'm hoping we'll get a few there, and with us having a bit of room, I am going to put some bait in margin. I'm not holding my breath, but you just never know because there's 2 pegs between us, so there's plenty of room. And it's mainly going to be pellets and wafter. So we've got 8 mils for waggler and bomb, 6 mils I'll probably feed down in that margin down there, and maybe short as well, just down here. And these are the micros that are going on, fishery pellets with some of the bag and match baits, pineapple flavoured dye, and it goes yellow like that, which is perfect. So wafters, I've got 5 and 7 mil wafters. How it's going to fish today, I don't know. It's been red hot for a couple of weeks now. We think they've spawned, and it's a pretty simple match. So I've got my 12-foot SUV parabolics for the long chuck, and then I've got the Preston Superior with a Preston Centris 420. Exactly the same on that, but this is an older version. It's the Preston Carbon Active Mini Carp Plus, and this one is the Garbolino 11, I think, is it 11? 10'6" to 11'6" pellet waggler. Great little rod. And that, like, I can have it shorter or longer depending on how far I'm casting. It's great. Dave put me onto that, obviously. So it'd be nice to get a few fish on that today. And that's pretty much it. It's dead simple. I've got a few dead reds which I might put on a hook out there. I've had quite a few fish on sort of 3 or 4 maggots on a method. That's worked quite well out there in the past, so I've got some dead reds just to put in there, and that's the tactics. It's dead simple. It's method, it's bomb, it's waggler. What much more do you want than that? It's dead simple. And I've just seen a fish top out there, so let's have a look. I can go probably to where that willow tree is and then work across. It's hard to see my finger on little camera at back, so I think I pointed there. So we can just work across there and see if we can get any fish. Really looking forward to it. We get a few pulls, a few nice carp, and hopefully win the section. And even better, the day would be nice. Right, so we'll see you guys during. Right, first cast, my rod smashed round, and for the first time in a long time, I've had a hook break on the take. I don't know if it's caught something or what, but it's very rare that I get that. And it went round after 3 minutes. And it's gone round again after 3 minutes out there again. Mitch is straight into fish on 23. I think he's had 2 already. Not very big ones though. They're moving about, these fish. That's a good sign. I'm quite tight up to those reeds that you can see. Let's just hope it keeps going around. It was more of a drop back bite than anything, this, to be fair. The other one just absolutely smashed round. Always nice to try and get your first fishing net, settle things in your mind, that is. A fair scrap up. Nice carp. Lovely fish. Yeah, maybe about £5 or so. A decent start. There we go, nice nice common carp. Get in. Oh, there's my feeder. That's weird. That's very strange. Right, I don't know where my feeder's gone. That's the weirdest thing I've ever feeding them. Right, we'll get back in. Right, fish number 3. I had a little skimmer and I've lost one. It just pulled off. Don't know why. Halfway back, it just pulled out. You can get it now and again. Tom's catching 1 or 2. He's just started going up waggler and getting 1 or 2. Mitch is getting 1 a chuck on 23. It's a snag or what? I don't know. It's just a massive fish. Or it's putting a hell of a scrap up. It's going crackers, is this? There's a few fish coming out. It's a good fish. Yes, lovely fish. Very nice indeed. He's got to be a good £8 at least. I'll tell you what, he put a hell of a scrap on. Now it's in here. Another nice common. I will have that, people. Right. Oh, I thought I'd got that. Oh, I have still got it. It must be swimming towards me. Right, an hour in. And Mitch has got £27. He's chucking out, it's just going straight round. Every single cast, it is a great peg, like I said earlier. Tom's got £20. I've got 14. Lost 2. Well, that would have put me right up there. Just need to try and get this in if it's a decent fish. I thought I lost it at the start. It must have swum towards me. Let's see how big this one is. It doesn't feel as big as the others, but that last one didn't until I got it halfway in. Anyway, 2 hours 10 minutes in. I think I've got about £30, but I'm still behind Mitch and Tom. Tom's catching really well. End peg to my right. And I've been feeding this bomb line for about 2 hours. And I've had 4 fish off it. Not big. This feels like it might be the biggest one, not sure. It's hard to tell with these stockies. But it's going round fairly quick. So they've definitely come to it. So in liners and I just smash round. I definitely think I'm definitely behind Tom and Mitch. Yeah, it's one of the stockies. They're going to have to put a scrap up for the size. The sort of 2-3 pounders that we're catching. Wow, wind's got it. Again, 2.5, 3 pound. But I'm catching them fairly quick at the minute. Or last 15 minutes anyway. That'll definitely put me on £30. But I think it's a bit more. I'm going over a little bit because I don't want to go over in my nets because your net will get disqualified. So I'm putting that down for 3. It says 33 on my clicker, but I've got a feeling it will be a bit less. Tom seems to be getting much better quality fish than what I am. Okay, and it's gone round after a minute now. Tom reckons is not far off £50. I'm not sure what Mitch has got. I bet he's about same. This definitely does feel a bit bigger. I hope it is. I need it to keep going around like this. So okay, and apparently in our section, which is 42 opposite, Steve Curtis is catching really well. Don't know what Nicky's doing, and the guy to the right of Nicky is also catching really well up against the island. I only know that because Dave's told me. So I think I'm 5th in section at the minute, which is not very good. Need to get his finger out. It's a bit better fish. Not a big one, not the Hayfield special, but it's probably £4. God, he won't even stay still between my legs. What's wrong with him? Oh, yeah, bloody thing, it's just too far down, that one. I don't know what that buzzing is, but it's driving me mad. Just slightly to the back. That's just sunk. So when I'm bomb fishing, I like to go to the back, to right, to the edge of the pellets, left or right. That last one I went a bit short, just a touch short. I like to think fish are coming in. Rather than being among them and getting loads of liners, I'd rather the fish go, oh, there's one there, I'll nick that one. Whether he actually thinks I'll nick it, I don't know, but you get my drift. A couple of little liners there, so I'm taking that's from where the pellets have just gone down. Where you can see. It's just going like this, little liners, and you know when it's back, it just goes. So there's plenty of fish there that's gathered. Not sure if I've just been done there because it was a little bit sharper. There. Didn't pull it round as much as the last one. But I knew it were a bite. Again, it feels like the last one of those stockies. I need to keep catching like this till the end of March to give myself a chance. Steve Curtis is in great form. He's qualified for feeder masters with 300 odd pound at decoy. So he's no mugging Steve. Can't see me line with it being white, this light. Come on, son. It's terrible, isn't it, when you get older and eyes are crap. Again, £3. Nearly. Benny, can't even get my hands around him. There we go, we're going to get you now, aren't we? Look at him still wriggling. So a bit, 2.5. Oh, I've put it in the same net. Oh, well then. So we need to definitely make sure we get him on the net next time. We don't want to be going over people, do we? Biggest pellet, that looks a big one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. That's 39, definitely. Got to change nets now. Get some pellets out again. Oh, they've gone a bit further this time. I don't know why. They just flew out, those. Alright, so we'll get straight over those. I'll reel that towards me as it's sinking. In theory, the pellet's hanging behind. It's just dropped, so it should have a nice... That should have landed with the pellet away from the bomb. You let it just drop, the pellet will, unless there's tow, the pellet will drop at side at bomb. So hopefully what I've done there, by reeling it steady, it's coming on an angle and the pellet will drop and hopefully be quite straight. That's my thinking, but when we feeder fishing, we tend to just track it along bottom, try and straighten everything out. So there we go. No liners this time. I was getting liners straight away before. So £39, a bit off the pace. Tom's in again. He's definitely getting better fish. So I'll just keep doing his best. Hope some big ones turn up and see if we can catch up. Well, I thought I'd give Waggler a little go because it started going a bit funny on this. And nothing. And then I put bomb out. It went round straight away, I lost it. And then it's gone round again. Tom's still catching steady away as well. Tom and Mitch still in front of me, definitely. Oh, that come off. Oh, nice one. So again, another one about £3.5. And getting the pellets accurate today has just been really difficult. I mean, to judge where to cast, where to catapult the pellets to get them to land in the same spot with having gusts of wind. It's not just me, it's the same for everybody. Mitch has been going this bloody wind. He's ended up in tree allowing for wind. It stayed straight when it dropped. Sorry, I wasn't supposed to mention that. You see that? I've catapulted them. They have all stayed absolutely perfectly straight and they've been blowing 3 yards right. So I'm going to have to go over them. Just at the back. There we go. Straighten that line up. That last one came to the right of the feed. So on the pellet waggler, you tend to follow waggler a bit and a few pellets have gone right as it's moved right. So I thought I'll have a chuck to the right of where the majority of the feed has been going. And it went round straight away. Will this go around with this fish there? Just had a couple of liners, little rattles. Right, again, another one on bomb. Biggest pellet I've found in there as well. I think I've got about £50. My clicker says just a bit more. Mitch reckons he's got 62 on his clicker, and I know Tom's definitely got more than that. So again, we just can't seem to catch them up. I've had plenty of fish, but they've just not been big enough. They've all been sort of £2, £2.5, £3. And there a few about 8 or 9. Again, another one. Another one about 2.5, maybe 3, maybe £2. It's not massive, but I want you to see the fish. If I get it. Wait till you see it. It should be end game with this one. It's one of Hayfield's specials. Oh, you got a glimpse of him then. Look at that. He's a beauty. A big giant orange fish. He's an absolute peach. Look at that for a beautiful fish. got to, I don't normally do it in matches, but I've got to show you him. Let's hope he behaves. Look at that. It'll be about 45 pound. Beautiful that, wasn't it? I've not got as much, nowhere near as much as you. Right, we'll see on the next. Right, I'm into another one, bomber pellet. And I've just added a bit of impact on my pellets, putting a bit of goo on. And whether they've just turned out, I don't know, but I feel like it's making a difference because it's been going around after a minute for the last 3 fish. I'm up to about £69 on my clicker, but it could be less because I'm clicking over. And I think this might be a bigger fish. See if we can get it in. Something just don't feel right about this. I don't know. Not that it's the line going over its fins. I don't think it's foul. Look, it just feels a bit strange. And there's a snag slightly to my right. I've caught it a couple of times, don't know where it is. I have to hold my rod quite high to get it over it. I definitely think this is a bigger fish, unless it is foul hooked. Feels like one of those I had at decoy. Someone wants to lift it up, it's away. Not too bad when it's like that, you got your rod low. As soon as I want to lift him, that's when it starts to feel a bit funny. And it is a bigger fish. They're the ones we're after. Not massive, but bigger. 55 minutes to go. Right, will it go again? So I'm happy enough with that now, but I just don't think it's good enough in section. We'll see. See if we can get a few more lumps.
Right, you ready, guys? I think you've all got to admit that has been a success today. I think it's been brilliant.
Where are you?
And thank you very much to Noley and Hayfield Lakes for being fantastic hosts. And obviously Garbolino for sponsoring the event.
Up the cupcakes, they're lovely.
Oh, the cupcakes were mint. Right, I'm going to do the sections first. And the first section from peg 49 with £86.15, Tony Brooker.
Tony Brooks.
Right bar.
Put it behind the bar, yeah. That's it.
Second section from peg 13 with £103 8 ounce. Just managed to do tidsy. Darren Cox.
Darren.
Come round there. There you go. Got it, yeah?
Yeah, I got it.
That's your petrol one.
And double D fight. And the first winner of the first round of the British Garbolino Rod Championships with £139.14 end peg. He didn't believe me. I told him it was a possible match winner. The one and only Steve Curtis.
Alan, get in here.
Garbolino, do a clicker.
What peg were you on, Steve?
42.
On Danny's side? Yeah?
Got it, yeah?
Well done, Stephen.
Yes, thank you.
Right, take 5. Don't know what's going off. This goddamn camera driving me insane. Already done this. Anyway, it's a few days later. I've tried this about 4th or 5th time this one I've tried. So anyway, we're here. It's the end of the match. We are all weighed in. And I think, I've got to say, I think it's been a bit of a success, people. I'm just going to open the window because it's like an absolute sauna here. I think it has been a bit of a success. Really enjoyed the day, and everybody else has. So as you saw, and I think I mentioned it earlier, I have taken the last peg in the bag, which has been peg 23. It's a peg that you'd always take. It's not a bad area. I do think there are better pegs, but it's not a bad area. It can produce some decent weights on its day. But when I got there and I saw the anglers that were on pegs that were in my section, I actually thought, I'm up against it. And I spoke to Dave as well, and he says, "Ooh," he says, "it's a tough section, that," and it's turned out to be a tough section indeed. So you saw my plan. My plan was start long, prime the waggler, stroke bomb, stroke method line, a method over pellets, a bomb over pellets, and waggler. It can be a great combination at Hayfield. I've fished it plenty now. It can be a great combination. Margins, because we got the room, I just thought we'd get a few fish in the margins, and as it's turned out, I've only had one. There were a lot of small fish down there. Tom said he had loads of fish in his margin but couldn't catch them, and there were definitely some bigger fish in my margins because I had some big liners, but I only hooked into one. Now I've spent a little bit longer on that long line than I probably should have, because I always thought that there was potential for bigger fish there. I've had some cracking fish out there before, and I've set off on method, and I've just been firing 2 pouches of probably 10 or 12 8mm pellets on the pellet waggler stroke bomb line, and I've had some fish pretty much straight away in the first few casts, but I've lost 2, and it's been an absolute clean cut straight on my line on the hook length, very close to where the hook is. And it's funny because when I'd missed the bullseye target of where I wanted it to land, I've left it and it's still gone round, and I've had a fish, but not the fish that I was after. But when I've hooked into proper ones, it's pretty much snapped straight. When I brought it in, no curling or anything like that, just a clean, as if somebody's got some scissors and gone like that. And I thought, I've checked to see if it's, I'm thinking, have I put wrong line on here? But no, it was the right line. I'm not sure if I've just been catching something on the take, because it's pretty much gone straight away, and you can tell that the smaller fish didn't pull it round like these fish did. So I think I've lost a couple of decent fish there, which wasn't the start I was after. A bit of a calamity to start with bits of weed going on me up, and a feeder fell off, the cap fell off the stem, and the feeder fell off. You know, just nothing disastrous, but you know, you're like going, for God's sake, just little bits. Just one of those days where it just didn't seem perfect. You know, you have those days where everything just seems to run smooth, you don't lose a fish, you land everyone perfect, and then you have days where it's like you'll catch something behind you, or your finger will catch on line, or hook will go into your finger. God damn it, you know, just one of those days. I'm probably exaggerating. It seems like it in a match. There were just 2 or 3 things that just didn't go smooth as it should do. But anyway, after 2 hours, I've not got a great weight. I mean, I was miles behind Tom and Mitch. They were catching right from the off. So we've got Mitch on 23, on 21, which is, I think it's one more Fishermanias than any other peg. Got Tom Calladine, class act on end peg, where David qualified for the golden rod. Loads of room down there, all that banking to caster, wind blowing in. I really fancied him for that one. And Steve Curtis on 42. He asked me at the beginning, I think there's a clip where you might be able to see where I'm talking to him, what do you reckon, Alan? I said, that is a potential match winner, Steve. And I don't think he actually believed me. I said, no, seriously, it is a potential match winning peg, that. And not guaranteed, but it's with the amount of room that we got, definitely a potential match winning peg. And then Brandon Fowler on 46, I think it was, he was on. I've fished that peg before, it's a great peg. I love that peg. I've won a few matches off that peg, especially up tight towards the island. It's like at the end of the island going onto the bar, but there's still like trees and reeds and bits and bobs knocking about. So it's a cracking peg. I'd take it any day of the week, that one. You'd always fancy that one. So I'm thinking, oof, this is a tough section. There were Nikki French in between the 2 of them, so she was right up against it. But she's done really well, actually. She's done really well. So I'm just thinking, God, this is a tough section, is this? So anyway, set the plan into place. After 2 hours, I've probably maybe got somewhere near £30, but behind the other guys. And I've gone onto the bomb line, and eventually, I've had 1 or 2 fish, eventually it's kicked in, and I've started catching really well. Probably the best few hours bomb fishing I've ever had. I like to think it's the way that I did it, because there was quite a strong wind. Tom's caught 1 or 2 on Waggler, and other people have caught 1 or 2 on Waggler, but with the wind being as strong as what it was, I'd never felt like I could present it properly. I did try it, but it just didn't feel right. So I've been putting 2 lots of maybe 10 or 12 pellets, and then going over the top. When I say over the top, sometimes in the middle, but mainly at the edge, to the right, to the left, at the back, just short. I found if I went bang in the middle, I did get quite a lot of liners. So I was hoping as the fish are coming into the pellets, they'd see mine first before where all the others are, and it stands out a little bit as a standout bait before they see all the other fish that are competing. You know, I'm hoping the fish is going to go back, oh, there's a freebie there, and take it. And I've done that, and it's worked an absolute treat. But the fish were sort of between £1.5 and £3. Not the size I was after. I got the odd one now and again between sort of £4 and £6. Beautiful orange fish. I showed you that one. That was about £4, I think. Gorgeous fish, that. Always nice to catch one of that. They're the Hayfield specials, them special fish. And I've had a cracking run, but I've had an odd little spell where it's gone a bit funny. And so I've had a look in the margin. I never went back out long. I didn't see the point in casting all that way, having to wait between 3 and 6 minutes for a bite, when I'm getting bites between 1 and 3 minutes on the bomb. I also added a bit of goo, which I'm convinced it created a bit of impact. It doesn't work all the time, and it doesn't continue to work. It's like an impact, and you get a run of fish. So I found if I stopped doing it for a few casts, catch a few fish, then again as an impact it'd work again maybe. But it did go funny for towards the end when you're wanting it to really keep going, which is why I've had a look in my margin, kept feeding the pellet line. So every sort of 3 minutes, 2 pouches. That's the way I was fishing, so there's no need to change that pattern. Fish get used to that. And I've had one, I've definitely had one, but there were roach in there, your tips going like this. And I know there were roach because it's rattled as if there were one on, lifted it up. I've gone to swing it in, it's dropped off, it dropped straight in my net, bonus. But then I had another one. I had some big liners, but the roach must have been absolutely annihilating it. So these are like, it's an 8mm wafter, roach taking it. Great little buckers. So after I've had 5 minutes on that, I've gone back on the pellet line. I've had 1 or 2 more. Tom and Mitch have kept catching. I did feel that I did overtake Mitch, and that's how that's turned out. He's in my section. But I always felt like Tom was just in front. I know I'd had a run where he had a quiet period and I was proper bagging. I was catching him every 2 minutes for a while, and I thought I've got to be somewhere close to him now. And last 3 minutes I've gone out, the tip's gone round, it's felt like a 3 or 4 pounder. I know you might think, how can you tell? You just can. It was definitely bigger than the 1.5 to 2 pounders. You can just, it's just a different fight. It's more thuddy than rattly, if that makes sense. So I thought, this is a nice 3. This could just do it. Now throughout the match I've caught a snag. I might have mentioned it. I've caught a snag to my right about 8 or 10 metres out. You can tell when you've caught it because it makes a funny noise on the line. But I've managed to sort of slacken the line off and go around. It's pulled out. This one didn't, obviously. And I've lost all my gear. So I've tried to get a method back out, but we ran out of time. And as I've shouted time, Tom shouted fish on. He's chucked a 2 pounder in his net. I've had a great day's fishing, thoroughly enjoyed it. Those last 2.5 hours were brilliant. I loved it. And I've weighed £90.12. Tom's weighed £93 and a few ounce. Damn it! But I knew Steve had been catching. I'd heard that Brandon were catching. And I did think I'd overtaken Mitch, which I had. He had about 76, 78 pound. And Tom's had 93. When Steve's had 139 and Brandon Fowler's had 105. I've come 7th in the match and 4th in my section. Oh, gutted. Can't believe it. Because there's been a £46 one a section, there's been a £76 one a section. I'm just like, God's sake. I feel hard done by, because I really did. I thought it was going to be the comeback. Could I have caught more? Definitely. I think I've left it too long on that long line. I think if I'd have gone on after an hour, I think there was a potential extra £20 at least to go in that net. I still wouldn't have won my section with that, but I would have been up there, and I think there was definitely a chance of being in the frame. I'm convinced because the bomb line was, I'd got it just right. I know it sounds big-headed, but I felt like I got it just right. I felt so confident on that line, more confident than when I put a feeder over the top. So I definitely felt confident. It was just great. Like I said, probably the best few hours bomb fishing I've ever had. But so disappointed I've ended up with 4th. That's made the rest of the competition so much hard work to try and get in, just to try and get in the frame. I don't think I can win it now with that, but it'd be nice to get in the frame, the top 5. I don't think I fished a particularly bad match. I think I was a little bit late changing, but I was so convinced I'd get some big lumps out there. I've lost 7 fish altogether. I know somebody say change your hooks. They're fantastic hooks that I use. I've had 3 snap-offs altogether, 1 in the snag. I've lost a fish in snag. I've bumped a couple off, only a couple, and then the 2 that I lost out there. 7 fish I've lost altogether. But I'm sure other people have lost fish because those smaller ones weren't half wriggly. But all in all, it's been a great day. Just a bit disappointed where I've finished in the section. Tom's come 3rd. Steve has come 1st in our section. Brandon Fowler 2nd in our section. Woody's come second in the whole match, so well done, Woody. But the winner, Steve Curtis, you are the Garbolino British Rod Championships first mightiest fisherman. So well done, son, and good luck in round 2. Take some catching now. He will take some catching. Darren Cox is another one that's won his section. David Wood is another one that's won his section. Mark Wright has won his section. I think he had 40 odd pound. That was on Adams, that's fished hard. And Jamie Harrison won Adams with 76 pounds. So there you 5 leaders. So well done, guys. And like I said, I think that's been an absolute success for us. First, I think it's a big match. Is that try and get something that sounds as prestige as that. I've got to say, I think that ran as smooth as we could have had it. And thanks very much to the guys at Weighing Tidsy. Also, Just Jeff, he's done some nice sheets for the section, so cheers Jeff for that. He's made his job a little bit easier there, so thank you very much, Just Jeff. But overall, I think that's been a success. It set the stage for a great second round. I've just found out Medlands are going to give us the whole complex, so lots of room again. Hopefully lots of fish to be caught. Hopefully they'll finish spawning and everything, and it should be set for a really good match. And I definitely think I need 3 more section wins, or should I just say 3 section wins, because I don't want to, that's what I need to have a chance of getting top 5, me thinks. But you never know, it's fishing, things could change. So I hope you've enjoyed that video. Garbolino British Rod Champs, love that name. It's been great, I've loved it. Hope you've enjoyed the video as well. And we'll see you guys on the next round. Really looking forward to it. So thanks for watching, people, and don't forget it is absolutely free to subscribe to this channel, and if you click that notification bell you get all our videos as we upload them, and a thumbs up would be very, very nice. So until the next time I see you on the bank, which I think, remember, it is the Feeder King. I'll take the cameras, not promising, but we'll see how that goes. So take care, folks, and don't forget to fish on.